Good evening, welcome back. We're gonna have ourselves the third game for Yard-Wide Festival winners bracket. We have got 2 games already, of course, otherwise this wouldn't be the third game, but it is a best of 3 between Relax and Vhoul, and well, the first game was very unorthodox to start off with. It was the one that Relax ended up winning, where most people would have said that it was Vhoul's game. Second game, it was actually Vhoul's win that they had in the end, but it was Relax's game for most of the game. At the it could have been their game as well. So it's been very even, but not really for the right reasons. More because of mistakes than because of good play. We're gonna see if they can, well, learn from their mistakes and have a very solid third game, because I think both teams really need that. They don't want to be dropped down to the loser bracket, because that's just best out of 1 games, and you know everything can happen in best out of 1 games. You don't really want to run the risk of getting knocked out there. So winners bracket, that's where you want to be. That's where so far they are still in there, but one of these 2 teams will get dropped to the loser bracket, and we are actually inside the draft right now. And Vhoul Assassins, for the 2nd time in a row, have managed to pick themselves up a Visage. Now Relax, in previous games, they've banned out Nyx Assassin and Slark. In both games, they've banned out the same 2 heroes. For now, both of those are still in, so I'm curious to see if they want to try to pick up one of them. They've been out the Invoker and the Venomancer, and Slardar and Doom get removed by Vhoul. We saw Slardar, of course, previous game, was doing a lot of work, actually. Previous game or the game before that? Previous game. No, game before that. Yeah, game before that, I think. But he did a lot of work, so we see him banned out. Curious to see what we are going to see picked up by Relaxo, if they are going to go for the Nyx Assassin / Slark, if they find them having such a high priority in the draft. As, like I said, they've banned them out both times as the first bans, both games. Which is not something that we often see anymore, because, of course, we lately have seen, well, like, there's no real hardcore banning it every time hero, and otherwise it's first pick hero. It's different in every series, it is different. It will be the Crystal Maiden for them and the Clockwork. So far, still the same as what they had. Which is interesting, because it didn't really work out in the end. Am I saying that properly? Yeah, they had a Crystal Maiden previous game. So, interestingly enough, just picking up heroes that they want to have, that they already played in the game that they actually lost. Now, granted, Shaslo played an amazing Clockwork. He had brilliant hook shots and did a really good job. Just overall, Crystal Maiden, can't really go wrong with the Crystal Maiden. That's the thing about her. Same thing goes for Visage, though. You can't really go wrong with the Visage either. So, yeah, so far, I guess we can't really tell too much about the draft. And that is exactly what these teams are aiming for. Because if you can tell a lot about the draft from the first 2 picks, which if I was a professional player, perhaps I would be able to. But if you can do that, then you of course also know how to counter it, and then you know what to ban out in the second banning phase, and you want to be able to maybe like get the opponent slightly off track, making them ban out heroes that you weren't gonna pick anyways. So yeah, you don't want to give too much away about what kind of lineup you're gonna draft in the first couple of minutes. They go actually for the Timber Saw here, Vhoul Assassins. It is actually kind of funny, because right now both of the teams have got an offlaner, have got a support. Both of the teams have got, like, these 2 heroes are almost always ran as that. Yes, we've seen Timbersaw and Clockwork's mid before, but then again, the same kind of amount as each other. So, yeah, they pick up the same role, and the thing that comes with that is that they will probably also, like, both teams kind of, you know,
Radiant team.
Wow, lost my train of thought. Yeah, both teams also need the same kind of heroes, so you'd ban out that type of hero, but they are, like, it's risky, because you could ban out heroes that you wanted to pick up yourself. We still have Lifestealer and Templar Assassin removed by Relax. We saw Vaga's Templar Assassin in the previous game, and it was legit, so they don't want to do that anymore. Lifestealer removed as well, as we are gonna see a Viper as well as a Silencer removed. Now, Viper removed could indeed be assigned to see a Templar Assassin picked up. Silencer removed is a sign that Naga Siren is going to get picked up, because what can you do after the song is there? You can just spam your silence button and your enemy team won't be able to do anything. So it's a strong hero to have against the Naga Siren. But yeah, it's not in the pool. Relax, you're doing fine. They picked up a Pugna and a Dragonite. Now, they are a team that actually has run a Pugna on a safe lane farming. So we might see that come out. With a Dragonite still middle, Dragonite can also be on the safe lane, Pugna can be on an aggressive trial, and there are a lot of options with the heroes that they have picked. But one thing is clear for them right now, that Naga Siren is, like, this game cannot go on too long. That's clear.
5 seconds.
That is just clear, because if this game goes on too long, Naga Siren, and you've seen it yesterday, if you were watching the cast yesterday, it was just this. It's disgusting. If Naga Siren gets an early Radiance up and is starting to carry, starting to split push, you can't do anything against that. No matter how strong your lineup is, constantly there's gonna be like people coming for Naga Siren, and she can just sing and walk away, sing and teleport out, or sing and initiate and call her teammates in to help fight. And it's just, you know, you cannot really fight against it. You can at least, well, you can fight against that, obviously. It's still Dota, everything can happen, but you cannot really plan to fight against that, as in, no team in their right mind would say, yes, we are gonna farm, and we are gonna face, or we're gonna deal with the Naga Siren in late game, or at least, there hasn't been a team yet that has tried to go that route, or at least that I have casted, and that actually worked out, of course, as well. Some people might have tried, but has not worked out. Elder Titan, picked up by Vhoul Assassins. Now, that could be your mid-hero. We've seen Naga Siren mid before as well, though, so we could see a bit of a twist in that one. We've seen Elder Titan as a support as well. They've got a lot of options, and that brings me back to the same point as what we had earlier. If a team has got a lot of different options, what are you going to ban? We see that Relax is banning out Keeper of the Light, so they're expecting still a secondary support to be picked up, and they remove some extra pressure, or some extra push, or counter push, if you will. And Vhoul Assassins remove the Enigma, which is, of course, secondary support / jungle that Relax still needs, probably. Enchantress and Chen are still in the pool if they want to go for a bit of extra pressure. Nature's Prophet is still in if they want to go for a bit of a greedy route. Because if you pick up a Pugna, you're going to go for early towers. I would actually, the hero that I would like to see Undying before they may pick it. No, I don't think they're going to pick it, but it would be nice. Seeing an aggressive trialing with a Pugna Crystal Maiden and Undying up against the Naga Siren shuts her down. Can't really, like, she can still get levels and she probably won't be able to kill her, but you'll be able to harass her and slowly take her tower down with the blast of the Pugna. Yeah, I would actually like to see that very much. Give the Dragonite some safe lane farm. He's still going to have an issue maybe with the Timber Saw, but should still be getting levels and still do okay-ish. Or Dragonite mid, rather. Clockwork against the Timber Saw. Yeah! Make it happen. Relax. Make it happen. It's not likely that they're going to do that, because it's maybe the more risky route. And, you know, it's the last game of best of 3 series. You don't want to get all too risky. But it's a very important pick. It's gonna determine the character of their playstyle, I think. Yeah, the playstyle. Is it gonna be a support? Is it gonna be jungle? Are they gonna play passive for the first 10 minutes, try to get their farm up and then push?
10 seconds.
Is it gonna be mid-game hero?
5 seconds remaining.
Come on.
Shaker here.
Okay, that doesn't say that much about the draft. At least not that it's not going to be an aggressive tri-lane right now. It is a very nice hero to have, Earthshaker overall, and on top of that, it has got a bit of late game potential. Now, depends, like not late game, but 20 to 30 minutes in. When Naga Siren is already starting to be in more fights, if there is going to be fights like that. But when she sends her illusions in, because illusions of course count as real heroes when you Echo Slam. So they can actually make Naga Siren's illusions work against her. I like it, but I might think it's a bit too passive. I would have liked to see them picking up something more aggressive, but Earthshaker can be very aggressive, and it can definitely work out for Relax in this case, but
5 seconds remaining.
So far, we'll see. Ancient Deprivation, a hero that we've seen banned out in the previous 2 games, I believe. Picked up now by Vhoul Assassins. And just a solid one to have, to be honest. Nothing real bad about that. You can wombo combo a bit with the Naga song and the Elder Titan thing, and or splitter that is. You can wombo combo a bit. It's not specifically strong against some specific hero against Relax, but it is just strong overall. And if you are going to be making it into that late game, then it's going to be immensely strong, because then you're going to assume that the Ancient Apparition is going to build towards an Aghanims, and Aghanims Ancient Apparition, not a fun hero to deal with. But like, in terms of potential, it is Vhoul Assassins that can be playing very passive here. Because they don't need to win an early game. They just need to defend and farm and defend and farm. Now, it's not really Vhoul Assassin's playstyle. They normally do like to play with a bit of gankage with the I know that's not a word, with the Ancient Apparition and the Visage in this case, but they don't need to, because they got the late game in their pocket. Now, Relax, they're the ones that cannot really sit and wait. They are the ones that are gonna have to make things happen. They are the ones that have to play aggressive. Now, let's take a look at who is playing what, as we're first gonna switch. Oh, there is really not that much options. I will do my own one. Okay. Let's take a look at who is playing what here. On the side of Relax, they are playing from the Dire side. We've got Fuck Off playing the Pugna. He'll be on the top lane. And he'll be the farmer. I did mention this, that this was indeed... they have done this before with a Pugna on the safe lane, and they are indeed going to do it as I think we have to watch this, but we know what's gonna happen. And they're gonna fisher like this, and they're gonna pull the whole creep wave over there and make sure that they take the ancients, and then deny waves against the Naga Siren, make sure that she doesn't farm. But yeah, Dread will play the Earthshaker. It will be Tiger in Space or Shashlo playing the Clockwork. I really hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dance in Trance will play the Crystal Maiden. And it will be Carp, who's playing the Dragon Knight. Will be on the mid lane. Let's take a look at what Vhoul is doing here, as they do run the Naga Siren on the safe lane. It's going to be very cookie cutter on their end, with a duo support combination. Durham on the Ancient Apparition and Armen on his Visage. Yeah, this is, by the way, Durham's Visage is a pretty damn scary. It's one of his signature heroes, I like to believe that, because he's just a monster on that hero. So, curious to see what he can do with it this game. I believe he played it in the previous game as well, though, but... yeah, some extra emphasis on this hero this time, as we do have the creep wave being pulled back. Looks like Ancient Apparition is already on its way toward this though, and yeah, success achieved. No ancients. And at least this is a brilliant way to make the creep wave meet, by the way. In the mid lane, we've got ourselves Waga. He's playing the Timbersaw this game. It's not an easy lane for the Dragon Knight. I mentioned earlier that perhaps he would be up against the Clockwork. Perhaps that would be a better option, because this is just not a fun lane for him to be on. He is a strength hero. Strength heroes, I already mentioned it in the previous game, just do a bit worse against the Timbersaw because of the Whirling Death also taking away like damage and the primary stat, which is strength, which takes away that extra health. We've got Levkin playing the Elder Titan. That's the last one in the lineup of Vhoul. I think I mentioned the rest. As Blue Banana, I have to keep track on him for a while if he's doing okay in the early game. Like later on, he'll be able to farm anyway. But his early game, like, it really depends on how fast he is expecting to farm. And yeah, he needs to place another sentry right there. But does he have one? Because he doesn't have one. Does he has one? No. What did he do with his other sentry? I missed it. Ah, it's in a Crystal Maiden. There we go. Well, that's one sentry wasted. The normal place to counter ward is here, so it's kind of weird that they place it on the wrong side, as at least Shashlo will be able to get some extra experience here from the jungle creeps if he sticks around. He has to be careful though, because if he gets caught out, he might just die. But this is a time game for Relax. There's a ticking time bomb called Naga Siren. They have to find the right momentum, which would be if Pugna has got a mechanism for himself when all the heroes are level 6. Maybe not quite level 6, but I think mechanism. Mechanism is going to be the biggest thing here for Pugna to start really pushing into some towers. And once he have taken the tier 1 on this lane, he's probably going to rotate to try and take the tier 1 on the other lanes as well. As there's a nice combination, by the way, with the Decrepify and the Fissure as well as the Nether Blast. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey! Well, don't know why he said that. Double damage rune for the Timber Saw. Sitting on 13 to 5 with still 2 charges in his bottle, while bottle is being crowed for Carp, who is sitting on 12 to 3. So not that big of a difference yet. But he should be getting harassed more and more. It's just that simple. He's not going to be the one who's in favor of this lane. And he will be needing help from his supports soon. Talking about help from supports, it's something that Naga Siren doesn't really need anymore because Earthshaker has went back to top. Especially since he couldn't find the counter ward. And Armen and Durham therefore can get that jungle for themselves. They don't really need to be on the lane to take experience away from the Naga Siren. Even though they try. Trying to delay the wave from going... Oh, they're actually going to try to make it meet here. This is interesting. But it's decent. Still a very dangerous place for Clockwork to try and get experience. But nonetheless, they're going to do it. Yeah, why not? Works out. 3 people here top. They're already pushing. They're already pushing the... What? Dragon Knight takes the first blood. We're going to go back top though, because they are going to try to take down the other Titan. The blast is not there, not in the right position, as Dread's Fisher is not in the right position either. But the first blood is on the top lane as Naga Siren gets picked up. Can we not die when I'm not there with my camera? Thank you very much. Teleport back into Carp, now at level 6. Going for this again. The Breathe Fire earlier was the one to get the kill. In the meantime, it will be a kill here finally by Levkin, the one that I was expecting to die as first blood. Is so far putting up himself, and he'll live, but the Frostbite comes out. There's the kill that we were waiting for. And that is going to be not our first blood, but our 3rd kill of the day. Illusion Rune for Carp. He is getting harassment up on Waga, and with that first blood for him, I'm actually impressed, because that, like, in theory, that shouldn't have happened. A Timber Saw would win it from a Dragon Knight, especially before level 6. In comes some supports, by the way, with the manas back up to full. And might be able to try and push down the tower a bit as well, as a Clockwork gets a Blue Banana inside the cogs. It's probably the same way it happened previous time. Flare comes out, the Cold Feet is there, but it doesn't matter. Blue Banana drops again. It will be Cold Feet proccing here too, though. Waga still goes down mid lane. Hookshot to stun up Durham, as Tiger in space will be taking a lot of harassment, and a Soul Assumption is not enough yet to take him down, and he is able to eat his tree, and he runs. Might be enough. Pops himself. Cold Feet coming out again, but this time they will not proc, and this time he is able to run. No problem. 5-0 in favor of Relax. All of a sudden, they are all over this game. And of course, the support's coming into the mid lane to help take down Waga again. The Fisher landing properly, and Carp getting another kill. Well, this time he got an assist, but yeah, he's doing well now in the mid lane. And to be honest, I mean, we know that they are the team that should be doing well in this stage of the game, and until like they should be getting it early. They have the time bomb. But they're playing it even better than I thought they would. Another fish on the wrong side though. The Crepify is still there, and Crystal Maiden actually from the other side, so it doesn't matter. This will be a kill that I did not miss. Thank you very much. We do have our man coming in though, and he might be getting picked up here as well. Yes, he does. Can't send another Soul Assumption. It's a double kill for the Prugna. Frostbite. I don't think Crystal Maiden can get away from this one though, not in a lifetime, or maybe she can. There's a tree being eaten. No, Whirling Death is there, and with the trees around, that is pure damage. Fuck off, and Dread should be able to get out of there alive, barely though. Life's pretty damn low, but there is still not a tango up, and they really want to get this tower, not having denied. There is one blast. He doesn't have the mana for it yet, but there is the mana for it, and he gets a tower with this as well. And in comes a Fisher. They want to take down a Naga Siren. One more hit. That will do the job. No, the self comes out from Blue Banana, and he will live unless there's going to be another hit. No, there's not. And down goes, or back they go, because they can't go get the kill anymore on the Naga. Dragon Slave coming out. Haste Rune up on Carp. Gets himself another kill. This game is seeing action all over the place all of a sudden. All the time. This is bad news for Vhoul though. They have to be able to put a stop to this, or at least be able to slow it down. That's their plan. Slow down the game. And how are they going to do that? What's their plan? Well, teleporting into a Dragon Tail might be not ideal, but they might be able to get a Crystal Maiden off the back of this. There is only a level 1 Timber Chain though, so you can't go up the high ground to take that kill. Does force them back, which is enough. Timber Saw is the one to need to buy time, to need to create space. It sounds so standard, but it's so incredibly true. Timber Saw and Elder Titan, they are the ones to slow this game down. Put a break on the gameplay of Relax, and make sure that Naga Siren get the farm she needs, get the time she needs, as Clockwork might be in some trouble here. There's 5 people of Vhoul inside the Radiant Jungle, or around them. We actually have a Timbersaw coming in from the side, so Shackle probably just wants to try and teleport himself out if he just makes sure that there's no vision. Battery Assault coming out, and that is gonna be, yeah, one dead Clockwork. And maybe Dread coming in to try and do something. Gets a Fissure up on 2. Still a Stomp. Would be able to run away from this one. Yep, no problem. I was never worried. He's fine. It's 2 for 9. 2 for 9.
Thanks.
And this is started to get real scary. Looks like we're gonna have a bit of a trouble here for the puck now. Gets cold feet. There's so many people around her. He gets another blast off though. Almost gets left gun with that, but it's not enough. And the kill goes the way of the Visage. Crystal Main's Nova will still take care of the Elder Titan, as there comes a Dragon from the side. Already picks up the Timbersaw. Now gets himself another kill. A double one, gets a triple kill. And that is a full 5-man team wipe. I always wanted to say that. But that is just, like, Vhoul, they are supposed to slow the game down. And, you know, we know that their team is a team that normally plays with a lot of aggression. They do that. We know that. The thing is, they're falling into their pattern of being aggressive, and they have a lineup with which they cannot afford this. They just cannot afford this. They cannot afford to lose a tier 1 tower, like all their tier 1 towers, within 10 minutes. They need to slow this down, and they're not doing a good job at it. Hookshot in, nice song. Blue Banana making sure that happens. They're still going to try to fight, and the Earth Splitter coming out, up on 3 heroes as well. Might be enough. There was already a Crystal Maiden dropping. They will get the Clockwork as well. The Dragon, no longer in Dragon form, is going to try to teleport himself out, but he won't be able to do so. Goes down. Even the Fissure from Dread couldn't help that one anymore. Dread himself on the run as well. His courier, by the way, got picked up, and Dread says, don't follow, please. He just needs to run. He's got 9 stick charges. Perhaps another Fissure would save his life. It could be, if it's the perfect Fissure of all times. Wow, they listened? Why would they listen? Well, you know, they didn't want to waste time on him. Okay, fair enough, accepted. But yeah, he gets out alive. Pretty good for him. Not so good for the Dragonite and the Clockwork. Was maybe a bit too aggressive, and I guess that's the way to punish the aggression, if you can actually set up that combination. But yeah, they are still, Relax still is very far ahead. And it's still pretty damn scary. 7,500 gold in 10 minutes. Yeah, that happened. We have the top 2 farmers of this game are the Dragonite as well as the Pugna, the safe lane and the solo lane. Safe lane and solo mid rather. So, you know, the roles are good there, but then the highest farmed hero on Vhoul, which should be the Naga Siren safe lane, is actually the mid Timbersaw, who is a lower in net worth than the Earthshaker, who is a support, who has almost got his Blink Dagger, and who actually has been in 8 out of the 14 kills. A pretty impressive play from Dread there. And on top of that, there's of course, wow, lost my train of thought. Don't know what I was gonna say. Wow, I've been doing that a lot tonight, haven't I? Oh well. But, yeah, this is just trouble. That's what it is. And Vhoul, Naga Siren, come on. You need to farm, Blue Banana. You need to get some kills. You need to get some levels. You need to get, well, not kills. Can't get kills. You need to get some creeps kills. Last hits. Roshan. Early Roshan coming out for Relax. Mechanism ready for the puck now as well. As they do scout this out. In comes a Stomp as well. Will hit only up on Carp though, and he's already gonna get kicked out of it literally because Roshan just snaps him in the face. Birds around here as well, but they can't fight this. They can't hope to. They don't have a song. They know that it's important for Naga to farm, and they can't really call her back to help out with the rest of the team for every little whiny thingy. But yeah, this is just trouble. Elder Titan, level 8. Managed to get some levels, that's at least nice. Taking a look at the levels overall, I mean, the levels are not that big in favor of Relax. But apart from the Dragonite, let's just get that clear. Dragonite is very far ahead. He's level 11, 2 levels higher than the highest level on Vhoul. 3 levels higher than the highest level and the second highest level on his team. I actually thought about what came to mind again, but I was gonna say, like, on top of that, the courier of course died from Relax, which is back, by the way. But you know, 3 towers in favor is of course a lot of gold going the way, extra for support. So you know, that would be an explanation, a decent explanation on why the Earthshaker is so much higher in net worth than the Timbersaw. But on the other side, I mean, they did get a courier off the back of it, which is actually a bit of a mini tower, so it shouldn't be that big of a difference. And actually, Earthshaker has been getting ahead since last time, as Waga is gonna get saved by the song again, saved by the bell. Is there gonna be an Earth Splitter again this time? Ancient Operational flying in as well, Earth Splitter coming in as well, but is not as big as an impact as it had last time. We already have got the Visage picked off. Timbersaw getting picked off on the back of the fight by Shuxlow here, as he is going to try to take down the Elder Titan as well, and should be able to do so. Naga Siren picked up as well. Dragonite, of course, doing that one. And it's Ancient Apparition that is the last one surviving here on the side of Vhoul, and he can't do anything against this. Like, there's times where you should fight, and there's times you should back off. They, of course, had a brilliant run, and the previous time they fought here, they were able to hold Relax back. But you can't expect to do the same thing twice in a row and expect the same results. It's like... this time Relax was obviously more ready for it. Their positioning was a lot better. Crystal Main was far back. Clockwork hooked in from the side, and they were just ready for it. They showed that, and it's cost them a tower and another death. And now even Clockwork is higher net worth than the Timbersaw, and it is dropping. It's dropping fast. The gold graph, that is 12k in favor of Relax. Experience graph hasn't been really this big of a difference yet, but it starts to be very substantial as well. 7,500. Which, in terms of numbers for both things, for both the gold graph and the experience graph, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But it would only be not that big of a deal if we're actually 30 minutes into this game. We're 14 minutes into this game. It is 6 to 18, and Relax is just so far ahead as Dragonite just gets a solo kill on the Timbersaw, one of the more tanky heroes, natural tanky heroes on the map. Yes, he had a double damage rune, that definitely helps. But it's like, how are they gonna stop this, right? They need to buy time. Well, how are they gonna buy time if Relax says, you know what, we've already taken down almost all your outer towers, just need one more tier 2. We've already got the BKB about ready on the Dragonite, it's on the way in the courier, I would believe. We have got the Mechanism and Aghanim Scepter being built by the Pugna, and it's almost ready. He just needs about 600 gold, so that is about done. We've got the Blink Dagger up on there, Shaker, of course, Crystal Maiden working towards a 4 staff, but, you know, she is the poorest one, I guess, so she's still doing okay, but it's dangerous. The Timbersaw and the Elder Titan, the 2 heroes that are supposed to be holding off Relax, they are not really farmed at all. We've got Timbersaw going for his Bloodstone, but still only having the point booster, and I guess in the Arcane Boots, so he has got one of the orbs, but it's... or 2 of the orbs, I should say, but it's still very far off. Elder Titan has got basically nothing. He is... Oh, look at that. He gets himself out of strength, looking for treads. Yay. But he is very far off as well. Naga Siren, now the highest farmed hero on the map again, and goes for drums. And, you know, that's something that is decent. You do want drums. If you are gonna get forced to... If you're gonna get forced to fight all the time, you need to be able to fight with the team, because otherwise you just lose, your team loses before you can get anywhere, so... But she basically gets forced into this build. If it was up to the Naga Siren herself, she probably would want to rather just sit in the safe lane, farm up a Radiance that she would have by now, but it wasn't gonna happen. A pause comes out for Waga, as the Roshan is about to die. I guess it's another, puppy pause. Yeah, I would expect that was just misclicks coming on from Relax's side, and Vhoul just wanted to do one as well, just to make it even again. But yeah, Age is picked up by Clockwork. It's like, that's already a sign of how confident Carp is right now, because he doesn't want to make space for the Aegis. He just does not. And it's the Clockwork that gets the Aegis instead, so he can play a bit more ballsy now, and that's definitely in Shuxlow's lineup as well. Or like, he is an aggressive player, always fun to watch, and on a Clockwork especially, he can play very aggressive. Could actually get a hookshot on Blue Banana perhaps if he gets the vision. No, he doesn't have the vision. He's gonna try to get the vision somehow, somewhere, as his team is already pressuring the last outer tower on the side of Vhoul. There are still definitely a lot of turtle potentials on Vhoul, but that's their gameplay. The turtle, it's there. Turtle and split push perhaps, as Waga is having a man fight with a dragon. You cannot do that. There is a timber chain, of course. Might be enough. He lands a chakra, but it doesn't matter. He'll go down. Dominating Carp. Again, he is 9 for 1 for 2. We now have our Aghanims ready for the Pugna as well. In terms of turtle potential, first rule of turtle, stay alive. Not really successful for Waga in this game so far, as he has actually died 7 times already. Oh, that hookshot missed. 7 times, people, as a solo mid. And he is very important as well in the split push, or in the turtle, because he has got the chakram and the whirling death to get, like, creep waves out of the way in no time. Visage, not the ideal one to turtle with. But he, I mean, his birds can do a lot, and he can actually pull the creep waves back if they want to, so that's decent enough. And of course, Elder Titan with his spirit can turtle quite decently, and his Earthcracker is, Earth Splitter, I was gonna say, did I just say cracker? All of a sudden I got hungry. I didn't think I'd ever say cracker before, but Earth Splitter. Just, or the Earth Crack. But, yeah, it's very good too. It's easy to position as well, if you're in a game like this. But, yeah, in terms of turtle potential, one of the best turtle heroes in the game, is the Pugna, and he's on the other side. Let's see what they can do here. Earth Splitter coming out as well, up on 3. The song. Oh, wrong timing there. Crystal Main still getting nuked down, but Waga gets nuked first, and it looks like this might actually be our last fight. Maybe they still are gonna get the clockwork, but they already lost so many. They lost the Elder Titan, they lost the Naga Siren. The only one that's alive is the AA that bought back. It's a team wipe. They only got a Crystal Main. The Earth Splitter and song combination was just not good enough. They have to let this game go. That means that we are gonna see ourselves relax in the winners bracket semi-finals. And this is, I have to say, impressive play by Relax, because like that first game, still Vhoul is gonna facepalm so hard on that first game, and if you haven't watched that first game, then you should watch it, because it was interesting. Yeah, that's the right word choice without spoiling anything. It was interesting. So, go watch the VODs of that one if you want to. Anyways, this series is over. Vhoul versus Relax, winners bracket quarterfinals. Relax takes it home. It means that Vhoul will be facing Insane Gaming in the loser bracket, which is a best of 1, and it will be later on this week. So make sure you stick around now, well, to watch commercials if you want to support me that way, but otherwise you don't have to stick around, because there's not really going to anything happening on the stream anymore. But, make sure you keep an eye out on my website, cheevergaming.com, so you know what games are up for the Artwide Festival. And of course, make sure you follow at @cheevergaming on Twitter, @cheevergaming on YouTube for the VODs. That's where you can find all the VODs of all the games that I ever casted and that I cast. So also the VODs of this best of 3, which will be up there later tonight. And yeah, make sure you tune in tomorrow again, as I will, or should be, casting something. I mean, the schedule is not there yet, but I'm going to assume for now that there is a game that's going to be there for the Artwide Festival, as they do hope to have this tournament finished this week. We'll see if they can make it. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and have a good evening, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you're watching from. Bye-bye.